Wasn't expecting my second set of Kinera to be so soon. And it is the Kinera Freya 2.0. Looks like the chapter 2 of IEMs are coming. Let's see. What do we have that is a sequel to the other IEMs? Moondrop 2, 7H02, and now the Freya 2.0? I personally never tried the first version, so I don't know what is the difference between them. But this video is not about what I presume the original Freya. It is about the Freya 2.0, which is launched again by Mr. Harmoko. Thank you again for lending me my second set of Kinera IEM. To be expected from Kinera, Celest, and perhaps QOA too, the unboxing experience was stellar. The box is rather huge, so I am not sure how to store it and display it, if I ever own one. Maybe buy a separate display case for IEM boxes? But this video isn't about keeping boxes either, so let's continue. Inside of the box, there is a set of ear tips arranged in a metal card apparently, which is really fancy, but at the same time, kind of worrying as the ear tips may get caught in the rather sharp cards. Next, we got a case, a white case at that. I'm not sure if I would chuck this into a bag or brought it outside, as it may get dirty really quick. Inside of the case, there's a cable which has a modular connection, making this my second IEM with modular connection. The other plug is on the box, which means the Freya came with 3.5mm and 4.4mm jack, and it is not bad for $260. The Freya also came with a cleaning tool inside of the box. With that, wraps the unboxing part. My first experience with Kinera is the Phoenix Call. However, the Phoenix Call is Kinera Celest, and on their website, it isn't mentioned under any brand. Kinera and Celest are actually sister brands, and they operate differently to one and the other. However, I am straying more and more outside of the scope here. But my point is that the Kinera Freya 2.0 is the fancier out of the two, and it does translate to the design, fit, and comfort. The shape is rather triangular, with a semi-custom design on the part that interacts with the inside of your ears. While I was skeptical about how it fits, the Freya 2.0 is exceptionally comfortable to wear. The small size and weirdly ergonomic design fits my ears well. I got around 3 hours of continuous listening with the Freya 2.0. It does feel a bit uncomfortable towards the 2 hour 50 minutes mark. But to be fair, it is advisable to remove them after an hour or so to take some rest and reduce the chance of damaging your ears. Safe to say that the Kinera Freya is one of the comfortable IEM to be worn for a prolonged listening session. The included accessories includes a lot of ear tips. For this review, I am using the Final Audio e-ear tips. Putting them on, the Final Audio ear tips fit rather tightly and will need a little more finessing compared to putting other ear tips on other sets. Not sure if the experience would be the same if I put them on the Zero Red or any other IEMs. But since these aren't mine, I don't think I will be switching the ear tips around. Personally, the Baroque is more comfortable out of the other third-party ear tips I've tried so far. Not that I've tried many, but it is still something. The Final Audio e-ear tips seems to get a lot of recommendation from the people in Facebook groups, and I can see why. It is rather comfortable with good value proposition. However, it is also worth noting that the ear tips are a little bit sticky and will attract dust, lint, and maybe hair. In this video, The DAC amp I use is my usual Kinera BTE 222, and yes, I am back to using them in for review. The BTE 222 has a warmer sound signature, and in my opinion, sounds the most natural compared to other saws I have tried so far. I was spending some time with the EPZ Q1 Pro when the Freya arrives. I will talk about the Q1 Pro in a dedicated video. Moving from a $40 IEM to a $260 IEM was not really different. Somehow, switching from the Q1 Pro to the Freya does not surprise me that much. Maybe it is a little underwhelming. Yes, undoubtedly, the Q1 Pro's treble isn't as crisp and as fast as the Freya 2, due to maybe the treble technology and the quality. But, not forgetting that tuning does affect the perceived cleanliness and texture of the sound, the Freya 2.0 can be considered as underwhelming. Perhaps it is just my high expectation for the pair, but personally, I find the Freya 2.0 seems to be a little lacking in the shimmer in some instruments that occupies the treble frequencies, such as cymbals and some other high-pitched electric guitars. I did notice this in Rush's Spirit of Radio. While yes, compared to the Q1 Pro, the Q1 Pro feels a little lacking in the body. The Q1 Pro does show some of that shimmer and sparkle. However, this issue seems to be isolated to rock and metal tracks. Pop songs like California Girls by Katy Perry, Style by Taylor Swift, and 365 Nichi no Kami Hikoki by JKT48 performs fine with the Freya, and I vibed with it. To sum up a bit, the treble performance of the Freya 2.0 for me is rather dull feeling. The lack of shimmer on all the rock and metal songs does feel a little bit less satisfying and less energetic. However, the Freya 2.0 does work really well with modern pop songs, from J-pop, K-pop, and Chinese pop songs. I personally enjoy listening to Rhapsody by JKT48, Attention, Super Shy, Dido from New Jeans, and some other rock and metal tracks, something like War Pigs by Black Sabbath, Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss, and Surrender by Cheap Tricks. I will link my Spotify playlist on the video description. Speaking about Surrender by Cheap Trick, is that the Freya 2.0 could use a thicker mid-bass. Bass guitar does feel a little bit lacking in texture, and maybe the Freya need a little more sub-bass. Maybe it is just me, but I think a little more sub-bass would be satisfactory. Or perhaps the separation of lower mids to the mid-bass might be more of my cup of tea, as I feel it would give the bass strings more rumble and definition. As for the mids, the Freya 2.0 does have a more vocal forward mids. Male vocals got a little sense of warmth to them, while the female vocals is energetic and has a slight sparkle to them. The Freya 2.0 has an okay technicality, maybe slightly lower than the Mega 5P Ultra or even the T4. In terms of sound staging, as far as I remember, they both have a slightly wider sound staging. On imaging, compared to the cheaper Q1 Pro and the Zero Red, the Freya 2.0 expectedly wins over them, as you can slightly point out where the sounds of instruments are from. However, compared to the Mega 5P Ultra, if my memory serves me right, the Mega 5P Ultra takes the cake due to having a more airy and sense of space between the instruments. The sense of detail retrieval? Well, due to the dull feeling of the Freya 2.0, it is sad to inform that the detail retrieval of the Freya 2.0 isn't their strong suit. They are not bad, but some details do when missing sometimes. Listening to Distortion by B Metal, the live in Budokan version, it feels more so as if I am listening to them in a crowded studio. While the instruments do have a pretty good positioning, instrument layering and soundstage does feel a little bit lacking for delivering a concert-like feeling. unlike the Neo 3 and the Mega 5P Ultra. Although, as if you are paying for a further seating with the Neo 3. Just right with the Mega 5P Ultra, and with the Kinera Freya 2.0, you are watching Baby Metal performs in a slightly crowded studio with fans chanting. The Freya 2.0 is a set that particularly will satisfy electronic, pop, and modern rock songs lover. Something like your Porter Robinson, New Jeans, Hachioji, Imagine Dragons, and many other I cannot think outside of my head. Someone who wants a more intimate sound staging, someone who listens to music purely for the fun factor, and someone who likes energetic music. A more casual listener, and maybe someone who likes ear tips and wants a great selection of them from one IEM. With that, let's now recap a bit. The Kinera Freya 2.0 is my second IEM from the brand Kinera. Although I am not sure if Phoenix Call can be considered Kinera or Celest. Since both are sister brands, I think the Freya 2.0 counts as my second IEM from them. The Freya 2.0 is a hybrid IEM with the configuration of single dynamic driver and 3 Knowles Balance Armature drivers. Costing around $260, the Freya 2.0 offers a pretty good selection of accessories and beautiful design. The Freya 2.0 has a good bass and mid-range response, with forward vocals, slight emphasis on the mid-bass and sub-bass. If I could describe the sound signature, it would be a mild V tuning, with an emphasis on vocal forwardness. However, for me the Freya 2.0 does sound a little bit dull and lack of treble shimmer and sparkle. The Freya 2.0 also has okay perceived technicalities. The sound staging is rather narrow, with surprisingly good imaging. The Freya 2.0 gets a B for tonality. As for technicalities, I gave them a B-. In my humble opinion, for the $260 asking price, the Freya 2.0 could use a little more work on the treble area in general, to boost the perceived technicalities of this set. That is it. That is my review of the Kinera Freya 2.0. Thank you Mr. Harmoko for lending them in for review. Do you have the Freya 2.0? How long have you been using them? What do you like about them? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, you know what to do. As always, trust your own ears and have a great day.